Cool, hello, Kerbal Space Program. Because I was enjoying playing it yesterday. This music is brilliant, and I really like it. Brings back so many good memories. Right. Hello again. We are ready to go. We're going to continue what we were doing yesterday. We've got 3 flights in progress. For some reason, there should only be 2, unless there's something on the runway maybe that I didn't clean up. Oh no, yeah. We've got the Lunar Rescue Rocket here. We've got Space Rocket 1, or something like that, whatever it's called. Space Rocket 1 on the moon, after our very, very successful landing. And then we've got the Lunar Rescue Rocket. We recovered. There we go. Wonderful. We've got all 3 of our dudes back. So I'm thinking we could go to maybe Inmus or something today. We'll see. Maybe go back to the moon. Maybe adapt the Lunar Rescue Rocket to be a moon landing rocket. Be nice if there was 2 windows for just the ones that you've built and ones that are stock. Right, so we need to take this apart. Put this there. There we go. Move the ladder up a smidge. Right. So now at least the heat shield is now in the right place. And it'll be okay. Have that there. Leave that there. It's not in symmetry mode, is it? And we'll just put like a ladder piece. Actually on the that should be fine. That looks good. So we've put the so it's like the lander, basic lander rocket 1. So this will get us to the moon at least, in theory, and get us to the Minmus, which is where I'd like to go. Let's just put a flag on Minmus. Get that done. As a bit of a warm-up rocket launch. Double check the staging. Be fine. Good. Yeah, that looks fine. Lander rocket 1. So we're going off to Minmus. 1 there and 2 there. Don't know. No idea. So we've got a fully crewed ship this time. We've got Jeb, we've got Bill, and we've got Bob. So hopefully we won't get them killed, but we'll see. We'll see. It certainly could happen. Right, we're going to whack up the thrust and hit space. Start the gravity turn right away, and then whack the thrust right down because we don't need that much thrust. This point in the game, point in the ascent. Just need to get out of the atmosphere really. We're going to mainly use the solid fuel boosters. A little bit of thrust from the middle ones to kind of stop them from moving around too much. But mainly we're relying on the solid fuel to get us into space anyway, get us through the thickest part of the atmosphere. Because the liquid fuel ones just aren't that efficient until you do. So everything is working as it should. Yeah, I didn't check that yesterday at all. Yeah, fine. Good. Right, how's our Apple Apps doing? Apple Apps is at 40 kilometers. Okay, still a little way to go yet. Probably point this more towards prograde. Let's get rid of those. And whack up the boosters. Go. Deploying the first stage. And boom. Bye bye. Stage. Right. So we're going to bring this up to about 200 kilometers because that's quite a nice height, I think. And then we'll obviously circularize and Hoffman up to Minmus, I guess. There's so much, I still remember this so well. A little bit of RCS in there. Are we? We're not quite equatorial. Oops. Oh well, we're fine. It's because we didn't quite line up on the. But it's fine. We don't need to be. Can I go straight to a Minmus transfer? No, I guess not. We can go to the moon. Hang on, will a moon approach bring us to Minmus? No. God, I'm messing this up now. Right, so we basically just want to circularize really, and then we can adjust. We can then Hoffman up to Minmus. Probably want to adjust our inclination as well while we're at it. Yeah. Let's just get rid of that for now. We'll worry about that in a minute. Right, so how long is this burn going to take? It's going to take... I can't see... 38 seconds. Okay. So we want to start burning about... 17? 15 seconds? No, more than that. Like... 19 seconds. Right, let's start this burn. Let's go. Let's get going. This is going to require quite a lot of our fuel, but we should be fine. Minmus has got a very low surface gravity, so we'll be good. It would be good to approach it about here, actually, which I think we'll be able to do. Like, if I wanted this to be perfectly circular, I'd go and I'd adjust my orbit where it crosses over the equator, and I'd bring it. Not quite circular. That's fine. So we kind of do want to push this out at the descending node, because that will hopefully bring us an orbit of Minmus. Approach. Ah, wonderful. Very, very high up from Minmus, that is. Well, that's quite nice. It's kind of also a return trajectory as well, which is always good. Good practice. Having a trajectory that will return you back if you run out of fuel. say 300 kilometers. That do. That looks pretty good, and my periaps would be 188. That looks pretty good. That will bring me right back if I need to. So we're good. I'll be coming in very, very hard, but I've got a heat shield now, which should be fine. So again, we're not doing quick saving. We're not doing any of that. I mean, yes, it's in sandbox mode, but getting it around is hard enough. So, oh, that's new. Never noticed that before. That's cool. Approach info for Minmus, orbital info. Right, so this burn is 20 something seconds. I cannot see, so that'd be fine. It'd be like 12 seconds. Start the burn. It's down. Let's start the burn now. Let's go. Let's do it. Cool. That was probably louder than I meant to be. Oh my god. How's it going? Need to adjust that. That was bad. Wasn't paying enough attention. God, I don't know why my sniffy today. Why? Right, let's correct our velocity a little bit. There we go. The maneuver node, please. It's like within like a few inches of it, really, isn't it? What's our periaps for that? That's fine. We'll go with whatever that is. That's a bit higher than I wanted, but at least we've got our nice return trajectory if we need to use it. So it's going to warp round. How long is this going to take? I think 6 days to get to Minmus. I suppose the thing is that we're going 2,000 kilometers now, but we won't be by the time we get over there. We're going like 100 meters a second or something stupidly slow. So let's go back to the Space Center and launch a new space station part, I guess. Because 6 days is so much time. You can do all sorts of stuff in the 6 days. Like, yeah, it could land there, but we could do other stuff before then. Let's build a new space station part. What should we build? We should build a... We've got the cupola module, we've got the what is it? I can find it. Alley Hut, what's that? Is that meant to be a space station? Oh yeah, it's like a typical beginner science rocket. Space station core. Very similar to what I've designed, but slightly different. Although they put the solar panels on the windows. That survey satellite. Ooh. Oh, you're supposed to get that into orbit. It's such an awkward shape. I suppose you need a big enough fairing, really, don't you? So this is the station core that we've got up in orbit right now. So we could stick a big fat fuel tank on the bottom of it to fuel stuff up if we want to. Or I'm trying to think what you could do with it. Maybe like a docking arm might be cool for docking stuff onto here, so it's not a bit close, a bit further away. Or we could go with something. Well, fuel is always good for a space station. We'll go with a nice big fat fuel tank. Match that. Right. What can you get, like larger docking ports, or is that the biggest? Yeah, the Clampetron Senior is the biggest. Wow, that's that. Yeah, the biggest one is that one, which is a bit disappointing, but anyway. So it's getting a probe core on it, regardless. Best way of sticking a probe core on here. Like, we could stick the probe core at one end and then just eject it off into space. Could do that. Or we could actually attach it to the ship, not to the. I think yeeting it off into space could be a good idea. Let's look for a solid fuel thrust. Right, that should launch it off into space. Let's put some power on it as well. And a way of communicating so I don't end up not being able to control it. There we go. And hey. It's going to be a satellite on its own, actually, isn't it? It's going to be its own little satellite. I could make it its own little satellite. That would be kind of fun, I think. I put like a little ion engine on it with a little ion fuel tank, a xenon container. There we go. It could just be its own little satellite in orbit around the I'll probably put bigger, slightly bigger one. I like it for it. Probably a little bit excessively large. Let's stick with the basic stick, I think. Let's stick with, because that looks quite nice. So it's going to need some power generation, because at the moment it's just going to run out of power and oh, it's got solar panels on it. Batteries. What can I put on this? What's the range of that? 500,000 meters, so 500 kilometers. That'll be fine. Stick one of these on it, a magnometer boom. And a narrowband scanner. Okay. I don't really know what any of this does, or if it's going to be any use to me whatsoever, but it's cool. It'll be cool to have it up there. I want the scanner. Then the booms. That should be enough. It looks very satellite-y. I'm hoping it has enough. It'll be close enough for that. Here it should be. Yeah, 500 kilometers. That'd be fine. What else does it need? Like a small theater panels. I don't know. Looks kind of cool with those radiator panels on there. Okay, we'll go with that. Looks nice. Don't really know what use this satellite's going to be. I suppose you could put like a relay antenna on, couldn't we? To relay satellite stuff? I don't know. Do the bigger one. Good. Let's move that in. Let's move inside the. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah. Go with that, and then we'll put like put one of these. Put one of those bad boys on there. Good. Right, so we've got a little satellite, a little probe satellite thingy. How far is that range? What is the difference? Like no difference. This probe, not probe, this what is it called? The fucking Xenon engine, that's it, the that thing. Good. Wow, that is big, isn't it? There's other radiators. I don't know. Well, does it need an antenna that big? What's that? It's a Unitron high gain antenna, 5 megameters. Wow, fucking hell. That looks alright. How far is that? 2 gigameters. Pretty good. Got a relay on there as well. So, I mean, I can stick one of these on every part I launch. Worth designing it to look nice as well, I guess. That's a motorbike going. Giga is greater than mega. So that one is the biggest and the most effective. That won't be worth doing the most, maybe? As that won't be definitely worth doing. This menu is in my way. This is combinable. So what's the radio range now? Who knows? Yeah, that'll do. Fuck it, we'll go with that. It's got a big antenna on it. We can launch these fucking everywhere. Making you sub-assembly. Satellite. Relay. It's got power. It doesn't have any. It only has solar panel, but to be fair, at a big enough distance for a planet, it doesn't difference anyway. Got a whole bunch of batteries on it. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Right, so let's get some fairing on. Let's get a fairing on here. I don't actually remember what I did to make the previous what engines I used. I have no idea. I can't remember. It's going to need some RCS, isn't it? Otherwise there's no way this thing is not docking at all. So we're going to need some. Take a battery on here as well. I mean, batteries are always useful on a space station anyway. Go, and then that means we can stick the RCS on there. I mean, ideally, you want the RCS to come off of this stuff, so you don't. Otherwise, it can kind of interfere with the station stability, but it's a bit of a pain to try and get it off. Right. So that's that. So now we just need some RCS fuel. Doesn't happen to be a big fuck off RCS tank there. The fuel? No. Drain valve. How big is that? I kind of want one that's big, chunky. That'll go in there, really. Well, I guess one that goes. We'll have to. Right. Well, that seems excessively big, but that should be so much. That should be so much fuel. I should be able to dock a massive spaceship to that, space rocket to that, and just fill it up. So we should be. Station fuel module. Thing is, it's also because it's also got RCS in there, so it's all both kinds of fuel. You can do it like xenon as well, but then you don't tend to dock xenon stuff, do you? And there's none that are really particularly big, so it's fine. That's good. So let's stick on one of these. Bearing. God, that is so fucking massive, isn't it? It's so huge. We are gonna need a big fuck off rocket for this, though. Right. Then we want that. Is it even going to be enough? Yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. I'm going to put a smaller section on here. Small rhino, just because I can. Just to hopefully kind of finish it off, get it up into space. And I'm also going to put another probe core. Let me. Cool. Not seen that before. I'm going to stick one on the side. Nope. They still need side-mounted probe modules, I think. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. I will just strut this up though. Oh, my nose. Why? Why? This button only works half the time. I don't get it. Right. Let's do something about power on that section because I don't have any. And also that could do a some RCS as well, to be fair. I like a reaction control module. Maybe that'd be better. Or like a, what is it ever it's called? It's a reaction wheel. That's what. Strut up there. Nice. I'm sure that won't cause any problems. So that should be able to rotate this bit around, shouldn't it? This section should be fine to power up and return and deorbit, which is good. Right, we want a coupling. Decoupler. Right. One hell of a payload. And it's one hell of a rocket. Like, but if you're trying to get a whole tank of fuel into space, you do need one hell of a rocket for that, don't you? Like, fuel is heavy, really heavy, and I want to get this into space. Like this into space, not necessarily anything else. My payload, really, isn't it? Kind of works best, the bare version. It sticks out a tiny amount. Really, really a tiny amount. How much thrust do you get out of the cheetah? 1500 kilonewtons. What engine has the biggest thrust? 2000 kilonewtons. Usually if they have less thrust, it means they have better fuel efficiency. That's a doorbell. Why is the doorbell going? Who knows? Better fuel efficiency. I'm gonna go double check. I'll back in a second. been muted for a long time. We'll see how this goes. This is one mofo of a rocket. I hate this button. It doesn't always work. But anyway. Right, we're going to launch this. We're going to launch this rocket into space. And how it goes. Right, fortunately there's no one on board this, so at least if it blows up and gets massively destroyed, it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine, won't be a big deal. I'm going to whack up the thrust, and then pull it back. My god, this thing is wobbling like crazy. No. No! Oh my god, it's coming out of the fairing. Oh no, this thing is gonna break. This thing is gonna break. I don't really think I can pull off a successful gravity turn. If this gets into orbit, I will be incredibly impressed. It's just wobbling like spaghetti. It's just wobbling around. Like crazy. It's stabilizing a bit. It is getting a bit more stable. I'm a little bit inclined. I mean, we can always correct that later on. That's not really a big deal. Right, we're going to be dropping the solid fuel any moment. Oh, okay. Oh no, no, that's not good. Oh, well, it was really wobbly. Let's get us into orbit. God no, this is still wobbling like crazy. To be honest, this stage alone could probably get us into orbit. Now that we've got off the ground. Why does it keep zooming me out? Right, we're in space. We are out of the atmosphere, and we're almost. Fucking hell. This has gone so much better than it could have done. That it had any right to have done, I would say. Given how much it was wobbling around. We're going to want to actually increase our orbit up to a bit more, because we're going to want to rendezvous with the space station. So let's go up to like 400k, or maybe even higher than that. I mean, yes, we need to. Ideally, we want to catch up with the space station, not let it catch up with us. So we're going to have to go up quite high, because of where the space station is. It'd be better to catch up with it. But given that we'd have, there's not a lot of leeway where it is in orbit. Much point. Better off to just kind of go above it a long way and let it catch up. Like, okay. Yep, 600 kilometers, that'll do. Then let's get this baby circularized. Good. Nope, I want to align with it first, I think, before I attempt to warp, because I don't want to spend like 10 minutes trying to turn. How long is this burn going to take? 25 seconds. So I need about 13 seconds of burning time. Well, the time to get to the node. So, this is going to be an interesting procedure. Like, I know how to rendezvous, and I know how to dock, but I haven't done those in a long time. And it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, so it's certainly going to be a bit of a challenge. This is going to be entirely dumb luck, isn't it, getting through this? Right. About 12 seconds, I think. Go. Right. And we're still... Oh, we're not... Oh. I thought, yeah, well, no, like, this thing's got loads of fuel in it for some reason. It is pulling fuel out of these tanks. It is. Not what I intended, but fine. Like, it's probably the only way I was going to get it in orbit around the space station anyway. That's fine. That's good enough. So, we need to find the time in at which the us doing this will get us close. Wow, that's pretty damn close. Oh, 13 kilometers. Three. That's pretty good. Four. 5. 2.9. Like that. Honestly, that's really good. I'm happy with that, and that's only 21 minutes. So that's pretty good. To be fair, it's going to be a little bit more manageable if this thing hasn't got any fuel in it. I do want to be able to deorbit, preferably. But, right. Warp round to the maneuver node point. How long is it going to take? 4 seconds. It's only 100 meters a second, isn't it? Just burn on the node, isn't it, really? Wherever that is. Right. 4, 3, 2, let's go! .3. It's still fine, I would say. You know, it's not perfect. I mean, it's because there's a bit of discrepancy between the inclination. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think. We just want to walk round to there, don't we? And then we just want to slow down relative to the target once we get that close. So we want to point retrograde relative to the target speed. We're only 200 meters a second out of we're only traveling 200 meters a second faster than it, but we're a little bit out of it, aren't we? Right. Let's zero out our target speed. We should be on a fairly matching orbit with it now. Always good. How close are we going to get at this point? 3 kilometers. Let's burn towards the target. Just means we have to turn the RCS on. It's just taking way too long. We're going to burn towards the target, and we're going to get a little bit closer. Just a little bit. Just a smidge closer. Start heading towards the target. Right, let's point retrograde. So we should be approaching the target. Well, closest approach is currently 800 meters, which is good. Now we've got burnt through a lot of this field. To be fair, at least there'll be some. If it had been less wobbly, it probably would have been fine. I don't remember if I want to correct its direction. Retrograde. Is it push it or is it? Yeah, it's push. To bring me a little bit closer. 6.6 kilometers. Great. So 600 meters. That should be enough to start RCSing, I think. Isn't it? Really? 600 meters. Get all of our targets speed. Then we're going to point back towards target and burn again towards it. Approaching is really hard when you're using something this big and bulky. Much easier if you're using something a little bit more fine-tuned or smaller. Or kind of stable. Fine with the target. Burn towards it, bring that up. Speed. Right, we are now going to hit it if we don't rotate. We need to rotate in 40 seconds. Otherwise, we're gonna hit it, in theory. I think we'll be very close. I think we'll just skim it. I don't think we'll actually hit it. I'd be very impressed if I managed to slam right into it. Just a little bit out of range. Out of range, a little bit away from it, which is good. Good, that looks good. We're right close to it now. We're really close. Quite close. That's very Londony. Very close to it now. Which is good. Which is I don't think I can do much better than that with this big ass rocket engine here. Right, you're pointing retrograde. And you are whacking up the thing. There we go. Right, so we're going to control it from here. So that was a mistake. Because that's going to make this really hard. Right, we want docking mode. That is going to make this so incredibly hard. Target-wise, I'm aiming for that. So I need to go that way a bit. I'm still actually quite a long way away from it. And this thing is still very heavy. So it takes quite a lot of RCS kind of pushing to make it move. Right. Okay. Go up. But this is going to be pretty hard, isn't it? Without SAS. So that's something I'm going to have to remember for next time is SAS control, because this is just unwieldy the way it's just rotating. Right, good. Need to pick up some speed. He's also got a little bit more mass towards one end than the other. This is... I can't remember the buttons. Well, right, so we're coming up now a little bit closer. Approaching this very slowly. I know it's facing south. Right, I guess we just pray and hope that I'm lined up. Could be. Right. This is doing our final approach. Ish. Keep it in line with the target. Line with the target. Approach. Very slowly. Very gently. There we go. Brilliant. Wow, we docked that fantastically, if I do say so myself. From here, one point towards the normal. Wonderful. Look at that. We've docked something to the space station. Cool. Couple that. Goodbye, little probe. Extend the solar panels. Extend the booms. It's because they look cool. Extend that antenna. Between 0 meters a second. Let's go down on gas. Ah, right. So, where do we want to take this? I suppose we could just point this. No, I can't rotate this in the slightest. Well, I guess we're just gonna whack this up and adjust our orbit to be, because we're pointing directly south right now, and we've got no way of adjusting this rotation at all. And we're going to run out of electric charge because we're on the dark side of the planet. Fantastic. Well, that's something to learn for next time, is to make sure that I have SAS control on this thing. Oh man, silly. But anyway, I thought the probe should have a little bit in there. Got like no electric charge at the moment. How's my well, that's moved quite a long way, isn't it? Although it's still going to take the longest part of this journey is still like this bit. The only problem is I'm going to have to wait till I get to the ascending node. This is going to make this is not going to work. This probe might as well have just stayed, you know, just gone back to the surface. Also, not enough electricity generation. Fuck it, we'll just get rid of the probe. Just scrap it and leave it and ignore it, who cares? It's not doing anything useful. Right, so we've done that. I want to go and land on Minmus now. I'm gonna warp over to Minmus. That was a fun experience, taking that to there, but I want to get to it. I want to warp to the change in SOI. Up an orbit around the curve, we must be whizzing around at this speed. Can't see any of it though. Oh, it's there. It is there. It's just you can't see it from that distance. I want to focus back on my vessel, please. How do I focus back on my vessel? Shift. No, enter. Flash. Escape. Menu. Backspace. Okay. How do I focus? How do I refocus? Anyway, we're focused on Minmus. Well, add a maneuver node here, really. Kind of really. Wait a second. We might even be able to fucking land with this engine. Who knows? 13 kilometers. 13 kilometers. 8 kilometers. 6 kilometers. How close we can bring it? 5. 152 meters. It's totally going to crash into the surface like that. I really want to skim the surface. 3 kilometers. That should be fine, I feel like. We'll see. Should be fine, but we'll see. Right. Coming in at a very steep angle, aren't we? But the thing about Minmus is that it is at like a highly inclined orbit. We're only going 200 meters a second, aren't we? We're basically cutting all of our velocity and just falling down to the surface of Minmus, really, aren't we? Two. Wow, that is gonna be very close. But we should be fine. I mean, we're only traveling at 19 meters a second at this point. Where's the planet? We're coming in. How long is this going to take? It's going to take 3 hours just to get from there to there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to need to cut my speed. Because... Or just... push out a little bit. Because, as you can see right here, at the moment, I'm on a collision course. Whether or not it stays like that, I don't know. But at the moment, I'm on a collision course. No, I am not. Thank goodness for that. We're good. I've only got, like... I'm going to have probably about that much speed to kill when I get to my periapse. Ooh, that was very close. That was very, very close, it felt like. Wow, that felt super close and a little bit on the scary side. I kind of want to get a little bit in a slightly flatter area, not in this big hilly place. Right, looking good. We're coming in on our final descent now. Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts as we start our final descent. I like how the mainsail's got little rockets on the side of it as well. Let's just kill our horizontal a little bit and bring us straight down. What's that? There's a rock. There's a few rocks around. I can kind of see like tiny little pixels of rocks. Probably could have landed in the flats if I'd really wanted to. Ow. What direction are they? They're kind of north, aren't they? Which way is north? The anti-normal is north. Oh wait, S stability control. Go. That way. I want to land in the flats because they're a nice place to land. Right, okay. Oh. That looks good. That looks like a good place to land. We'll land there. Well, basically point retrograde. We're only going up 195 meters a second. We've got like 1.5 kilometers of speed. Oh my god! There goes the main stage. It served me very well, didn't it? Really, getting me to here. Right, we're going to want to slow down, really. We're really going to want to slow down a little bit. We're alright for now. We're going to want to consider deploying our landing legs, though. Alright, we're nicely above the flats now. So we're good. We start to burn. This way. Kill our horizontal speeder smith. Good. Right. Turn the lights on. Could have turned the lights on ages ago, but fine. Good. Right, we're going straight down now, basically. That's good. Physics warp. Whee! Right, here we go. We're coming in for the landing now. We're coming in for a nice landing. So we're going to want to slow down a smidge. I'll bring our speed down to within like 8 meters a second, aren't we really? Go! Landed! Perfect! Absolutely nailed that landing. No, there was no problems, and we landed very nicely right where I wanted to, which is nice. So right, Jeb, you're getting out. Gonna put down a flag. Oh no, are you gonna board? In the ladder. Hooray! We're here! We've arrived! Wonderful. Right, I'm going to plant a flag. We've arrived on Minmus. Look at that. Nice little flag. Successful landing site. Well, successful landing this time. Compared to my moon landing. My first moon landing, which was not particularly successful. But it was alright. The second moon landing went much more smoothly. We're good. Right, well that was fun. We're now just on Minmus. That's always cool. We can either leave, or we can just leave him here for a bit and do something else. This lander looks pretty good actually. It does look good. Obviously we can just bring them back whenever we want, can't we? We can just bring them back to Kerbin and just else, but we'll leave them here for now. They're happy, they're safe. Bring them back in like once I've done something else. I kind of want to build a plane. Like I like building planes. Planes are fun to fly around in, but they're kind of their usefulness is limited outside of career mode unless you're good enough to build an SSTO. The Gull. Oh, has that got like a missile launching system, or is that like it's just for the wheels? Oh, looks nice though. What else is there on the stock? Dove. That looks fast. I want to give that a go. I don't know. I don't know how good these planes are. I've never built an SSTO out of a plane. I would like to one day. I think I just suck at this game. I'm good enough at this game to make rockets that will go to orbit regardless. Even that space station part, even though it blew up halfway into space, the second stage was still good enough to actually get me where I want to go and rendezvous with the space station. This is a nice plane, like a fighter jet kind of plane. Pulling a good few G's here. Look at there's the monolith. This game does need more trees, doesn't it? Can I get this under the bridge? if I can remember where the bridge is. Where's the bridge? Well, there's one bridge there, and there's another tiny ass bridge over there. I don't think I'm going to succeed. I think Valentina is going to meet a very horrible end if I try this. Ooh! Oh no! Well, that didn't go well. I kind of clipped the building with my wing. Oh, that's a shame. Rip Valentina. That's a nice plane though. It's fun to fly. It's quite nice to fly. And it's got a Sabre engine. So, could this thing get into space? Like, I kind of want to give that a go. Obviously it's got the air breathing engine on it. It's got the Sabre engine, which is air breathing, and then is also like an SSTO engine. So could this get into space? Like, not that it really desperately needs to, because it doesn't have a docking port on it. But it'd be fun. In fact, there's no way I couldn't dock this to the space station anyway. There's no way, because there's not any ports on the space station that would kind of accommodate a plane of this shape. Nice. This is nice. Pick up some speed. Get some height. I really don't think this thing is going to have enough fuel to get into orbit. I really don't think it would. Because the idea is that you go up to high altitude, to kind of a high atmosphere, pick up speed there with the air breathing engine, and then you then boost up into space. Circularize from there. I don't know how high is good for this though. I don't really know how high this thing can fly comfortably. We're still picking up speed, and we're at 16 kilometers. We're kind of leaving the atmosphere a little bit. Wow, that looks dodgy, doesn't it? It's with the graphics there, like it's just a solid line. I think the graphic settings have been turned down, I think, when I reinstalled the game. Wow, that's really killing the thrust, isn't it? 26 kilometers up. I need to go a little bit lower to pick up the thrust again. Pick up some more speed. I think I'm a little bit too high here to actually get the speed I need to get into orbit. Getting into space, sure, but not into orbit. Right, picking up some thrust again. That's good. Because we probably want to get to like a 1.5 kilometers a second before we try and kick it. Right, we want to level it out a little bit. Don't want to be going too downwards. Oh god, this thing is so hard to control at this speed. Yeah, it's just tearing through the air at the moment, isn't it? How much speed we can actually pick up? Well, the nose cone is starting to burn up a smidge. Alright, trying to peak up our orbit a little bit. Yeah, I don't really know how to fly an SSTO. I don't know if I'm doing this completely wrong. I mean, at the moment we're still only up at 30-something kilometers. It's not enough to get out of the atmosphere in the slightest. Like, we're still going to be in atmosphere. And all we've done is just kick in the main thruster. Like, we're hardly going to get into orbit, let alone... Well, we're hardly going to get into space, let alone orbit. Unless we get really... Maybe if we go to really elliptical orbit, like a really high orbit, because obviously by the time we get to the top of it, cost us less fuel to circularize. Well, we're gonna get solidly into space. That's good. How far can I get with this? Like, I want to keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna bother trying to circularize. I want to keep going. I want to see how far we can get into space. We can get 1.5 megameters. That's pretty good. I'm impressed with myself. Come on, Valentina, we're going to come in. The only problem is I've got no fuel to attempt to land. It's going to be an unpowered landing. Congratulations, Valentina. Well done on getting into space. Quite a long way into space as well. Like, that's pretty good. 1.5 megameters is pretty good. Pretty good. 1,000 kilometers above the surface. It's pretty good. But a backflip. Stylish backflip over the planet. Right, let's not pancake in the atmosphere. Valentina might end up getting killed by this, considering she's become... We're pancaking into the atmosphere at 2 kilometers a second, and at the moment we'll be landing straight in the water. So we might have a bit of a problem. Valentina might counter some problems. Try and keep the nose up. Oh my god, it's wobbling like crazy. I'm a bit worried about that. That little heat bar is going up and down, up and down, up and down. That one's about to hit the maximum heat. Right, there's land to the north. So I'm gonna pull up and see if we can turn north a little bit. See if we can make an unpowered descent onto this landmass. I don't think we're gonna make it, to be honest. I'd be very impressed if we did. Even though we're still bleeding off speed, we're not even going to get anywhere near it. We're just going to land right in the middle of the ocean. Actually, that landmass is quite a bit closer than that one I'm trying to get to. Because that one is actually visible. If I'd started turning towards that one initially, I probably would be more on the way over to it. Well, she didn't burn up on entry, which is a good sign. But I'm not really turning. I'm kind of more just falling at the moment. There's not really any turning going on. I suppose the problem is the atmosphere is still very thin and I'm still travelling at a kilometre a second. Like, there's not really anything going on. I wish I'd saved a little bit of fuel to assist with landing at least. Air brakes, right? Got air brakes. Pressing the brake button will activate them. Right? Okay, we're in a spin. That's not good. What is going on? Oh no, come on. Recover from this. Don't go to a flat spin. Don't go into a flat spin. Why are we spinning so much? We're basically dropping like a stone now because of the spinning. Don't know if we can recover from this. I don't think this is designed to do an unpowered descent. Why is it spinning? Just glide. Just glide. Oh, stop spinning. I'm gonna kill Valentina if you keep spinning because we're just dropping like it's dropping straight down now. Right. Appears we've gotten control of the spinning a little bit. But we're still kind of going straight down. Be nice to get a little bit of horizontal speed. Then we can just bleed off the speed slowly over time. But last thing we want to be doing is basically going straight down. A little bit down is fine, but not straight down. Man, what was with the spinning? Where did they even come from? Where did it come from? I have no idea. Well, this was it's going to be a very slow descent, isn't it? Fine. We're still like 7 kilometers above the water. At least now we're in thicker atmosphere. Approaching the water. About 2 kilometers up. Now we have full control over the plane. We're not going to get anywhere really. We're going to probably land somewhere over there. How deep is the water here? No idea. I actually haven't got a clue. Actually, I've got quite a lot of time. I don't think it's going to be any big problem at all. I mean, 100 meters a second is still very fast. It's still traveling at like 100 miles an hour or something stupid. Right. Coming down. Let's land this and we'll just recover Valentina. No, I don't know how they recover them, but it was a successful flight, I would say. It could have been more successful, but it wasn't too bad. 50 meters a second is still very fast. Oh, that was a bit of a hard landing, but the vessel is completely fine. Nice. The water actually there is quite deep, but it's not really. You can't really tell because the water is so clear. Kilometer deep here, isn't it? Am I inside the planet? I think it was. Well, that could have gone worse. It certainly could have gone worse. And I had to go with a plane. That was fun. So we're gonna build a new rocket, I guess. Build something fun. Blow something up. Congratulations, Valentina, for managing to succeed and not die. So what can we build? What does robotics? What's the robotics section? Like, right, so the propellers are made with motors. What rockets are there? What's that? Bombsat. That looks like a missile. I have no idea what's in this, what the payload of this is, but we're launching it anyway. Right. Oh, it's just a little satellite. This thing is going crazy. But I kind of wanted to steer. I kind of want to steer it around and back into the vehicle assembly building. But I kind of don't have any control over it now. What engine is this? Here's the swivel. Goodbye, rocket. It's not very exciting, that one. That rocket itself, not very interesting. What else is there? Let's see what else is good, interesting rockets there are. Dino Wing. Wow, that looks cool. That's like a space shuttle. What's this? The GDLV-3 rocket. Boring. Jumping Flea. Oh. Like a starting science vessel. Kerbal 2. How high does that go? That can't go very high. Kerbal 1. Again, that's a very typical kind of early science rocket. The Kerbal X. Oh, that's nice. They're using the old mainsail model. I think it is. Somehow, this rocket is using the old mainsail. Which is kind of interesting, actually. That's still in the game? For some reason. Right. Don't say. What else? What else is there? Learstar A1. That's also like a shuttle. That's kind of nice. Orbiter. Oh, that's cool. TT series Moon Explorer. Wow, that's a very small moon rocket. Orbiter 1. What? Oh, I kind of want to give this a go. I feel like that's not right. I feel like that's not meant to be like that. But we'll see. We'll give this a go. I feel like okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Who designed this rocket? What is the point? It's just gonna, you know, nosedive the ocean and get destroyed. What is the point in that? Beta Centaurus. Dino Wing, seen that one already. Jumping Flea, seen that already. What else is there? Lunar 1. That's like a Soyuz looking rocket. Stage lander. Super heavy lander. Slim shuttle. Pretty cool. I like that. Nice. Right, what's the time? 7 o'clock. Else for a bit. Kind of getting bored. I'm kind of a bit bored of Kerbal Space Program now. Might play something else for a bit. Might switch over to City Skylines for a while also, because that might be fun. So yeah, I'll start the stream because good. It has been fun. Obviously we've got those guys stuck on Minmus, but we landed on Minmus. The return journey is not the fun bit. The landing's the fun bit. So we added a new module to the space station. So we've done all sorts of stuff. So let's move on and do something else. Let's go and play some City Skylines. I shall be back in a moment with the title sort of stuff. Cool.